we're talking about what the law of attraction is missing. Now, the law of attraction, it's not that the law is missing something. The law is just the law. It is what it is. We're talking about the philosophy. Many are following teachers such as Abraham Hicks and others who teach about the law of attraction, which is wonderful. And they are following practices, and they're doing scripting, and they're doing meditations, and they're having the thoughts about what they desire, right? Maybe you've been thinking about what you want, and you've been feeling the emotions, and you're like, why is it not here? Why is my life not really changing that much? And in this particular video, we want to get into the deeper element of what you could be missing that is holding back and stopping those manifestations from coming into your life. One thing that I want to point out there first, which then I'll hand it over to my dad here in a moment as well, is we bring forth our past identity. We bring forth the past with us whenever we wake up in the morning. So whenever you think about this, we aren't just a blank slate, a blank canvas in which, okay, today, I was just born today, and I can create something from this new manifestation, this new creation. We have a lot of programming and conditioning and weeds that need to be removed, the blocks and the restrictions. Once we get into alignment, we clear all that out. You have a tremendous amount of unlocked and liberated energy to create with. If you want to create a new business, new relationship, a new home, new experience, a new, healing your body, then those things are going to be much more potent and powerful. So how have you experienced this, and what have you seen people missing, or even in your own life, that is blocking the law of attraction from working for them, you could say?
If I look back in my life, I can remember the times that I was working through all this, and I was really wanting to manifest something, and it would be like a healing or just bringing something into my life. And I'll give you two different situations. The first is like a healing. And I would be working on something in my body and going into meditation and releasing that energy. But the thing that I didn't get at the time is we have to consider our state of being, what our feelings and how we're being. Do I have fear, or do I have doubt, or do I have something in there that is blocking? I'm giving this information out to the universe. This is the way that I want to be, but really in the background, these energies inside of me that have this fear and this doubt about what I'm doing, and can I really do this? And when you do that, this is the part of the law of attraction that people can leave out at times. It is about seeing yourself as you want to be, but you need to clean the weeds out. To let the energy flow.
Who you are being is attracting your experiences into your life.
Yeah.
Law of attraction is just explaining that who you are being is going to create your reality.
Yep.
And people are like, this is who I'm being at the conscious level of thought. That's just 5% of who they are.
Right.
All the habits, the programming, the subconscious beliefs and conditioning, that's the majority of who you are. So that's the majority of what you're attracting.
Yeah, and like I was saying, in a healing or in other situations, I'm visualizing and I'm wanting this thing, but do I give it out to the universe in a pure way, that I'm not attaching some emotion to it or some outcome? The universe will provide it to you in a way that's perfect if you allow the universe to do that. So a lot of times I tried to attract something into my life, but I really wasn't doing that. I was saying, universe, I want this, but I want it like this and like this and like this.
Yeah.
Or I had that, like I said, I had that fear or that thing in the background that was swaying it or holding it off.
Yeah.
I found in time that I could heal things over. It took me a long time to heal something, but I could heal it. But the reason it was taking so long is because I had that other thing that had to be addressed in that process.
Well, yeah, it's like knowing that it's done and already created, because you have no separation from anything that you create. You are an unlimited creator, but you're not forcing a timeline of how or when things happen, because you're not attached to needing it, because you already are it, and you have that gratitude. yeah, recognizing if you, for example, you have that conscious thought and that desire to bring about a romantic relationship or partnership into your life, yet you hate your father, you hate a family member, you have like this disgust for people in your life, you have to recognize that that doesn't match up. You have to change your being holistically, not just, oh, in this area of my life, let me compartmentalize and change because I want this new thing to be different. That's just, changing the very surface level. You've got to go really, really deep holistically. It's the same with anything else about money or your body. We have to make deep changes and recognize within. And someone might ask the question though, how do I know what my weed is? How do I know what that block or restriction is if it's subconscious? What would be a simple way to discover that?
Well, over practicing these things, I go into meditation and I really work with how I feel, how my body feels, the things that I'm thinking about. What am I thinking about in the moment? What is eliciting pain in my life? What am I viewing something as being painful in my life? Really, self-introspection is really holding that mirror up in front of you.
Yeah.
And really looking at yourself and looking at all these things in your life. So when we do these processes, I found that I need to reflect on, the full spectrum of things.
Mm-hmm.
What is my relationship with the people that I have around me?
Yeah.
How am I treating people? How am I treating myself? Am I trying to demonstrate some type of love to somebody else, but I don't love myself?
Mm-hmm.
Are there things that are incongruent? That's what I'm saying. I look for the incongruencies in the way that I'm visualizing myself as this loving soul. But as an example, that would be an example. But am I doing loving things as I do that?
Right.
So I'm sending two signals to the creation.
Right.
It's the same thing. To me, it's the same thing with anything I'm trying to create or attract into my life. Mm-hmm. I'm saying I want this, but am I in alignment with that want?
Right. I want this, but I might not be being it yet.
Right.
Sounds like I can't be it until I have it. You have to start being it now.
Yeah.
At whatever capacity that looks like for you. So definitely going in, reflecting in nature, meditating. You can literally ask the question in a meditative state. What block or restriction, what is blocking my energy? What is blocking me from being the fullest version of myself, fully aligned and open and liberated? Just ask the question, like, what is it? Can you help me discover source or higher self or my guides or whatever you want to say even? Can you help please shine a light of awareness on that which I need to change? And you will be shown something. If you ask, you will receive.
And I have a quick story here.
Okay.
That goes along with this. Back in the early, I think it was 2011 or so, it may be before that even. My wife and I were going down the road, and this lady comes by on a motorcycle. And I told my wife, I said, one of these days I want a bike just like that. And I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Well, 2 years later, I'm teaching a Tai Chi class, and this lady walks into my Tai Chi class, and we're talking at the break, and I said, I'm looking for a motorcycle right now. She says, oh, I'm selling mine. So I go, and the funny thing about this, I go to her house, and I look at that bike, and then I look at her. It was the same lady that passed me on the road.
That's just so amazing.
Then, a few years later, I decide I need a new motorcycle. And I'm my wife and I are driving between my parents' house and going back home. And this motorcycle comes past me. And it's a big Honda Goldwing with logos on the back of it with the names of the people that are riding on the bike. And I told my wife, I said, one of these days we need to have something like that. And as you may be guessing, a few years later, my martial arts instructor, I was teaching classes in his school, And I said, well, you know, I need a. My wife and I want to upgrade. We want a bike we can tour on, that we can go around the country on. He says, oh, well, I've got a bike.
Yeah.
I walk outside, and it's the same bike as the people who rode bike on it. It still had their name stenciled on the back of the
Whoa.
bike.
That's pretty improbable right there, right?
And then one more.
Oh, wow.
One more. My wife are on our Honda Goldwing. We drove it for several years, but we were wanting to get a trike.
Yeah.
So we're coming back from a state park on a journey, and we pass a couple on a Honda Goldwing trike, and I'm thinking, man, that thing is beautiful. I would love to have that.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Is it the
When we
same
used to-
one, actually?
It's the same one, the exact same trike.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, it is.
Unbelievable. Oh.
So, in all of these events, I had this vision, and I said to the universe, I would love to have this. And guess what I did? I just let it go. There wasn't any thought after that. That vision was placed out there, and I went on. And then when you do that, the universe organizes things in the perfect way for you, for it to work out just like it's supposed to be. So those things came into my life in a perfect way. And each one of those was a confirmation from universe saying, look at what you did. Look at the way you did this. And that's the way the universe operates.
That's an amazing, amazing set of stories right there. That is exemplary of how to, first of all, removing blocks and restrictions and weeds and doing all that internal work makes, you could say, manifestation or the law of attraction working easier for you, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not efforting, you're not trying.
Yeah, there was really no effort in that. It was just, but the one thing I did have, if I reflect on it, is when I saw that, I had that joy.
Yeah.
It's like, man,
There was an emotion already.
there was an emotion
Yeah.
with it that, man, that was, I would love to have that, but that's all.
And like
It was
but even if you saw someone else riding something similar in the next few months, you probably felt joy again, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, that's really awesome. Like,
Yeah, it's
I'll
really awesome.
I'll enjoy getting to ride one of those at some point if I get to, or however it would be perceived. Thank you for sharing that. So, really powerful message today, and we're gonna come at you with another video as well. So, thank you for joining us for this one today.